Hello and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson, we are looking at introduction to electronic spreadsheet. Electronic spreadsheet is one of the most used softwares. It is normally used in the banking sector and for people who want to track financial records, student records, and all of those things. The indicators include should be able to explain the importance of electronic spreadsheets, explore the features of the MS Excel interface, demonstrate how to set up the cell data type. We should be able to demonstrate how to align text, how to merge and wrap borders and sheets, demonstrate how to adjust margins and set the page orientation, use the autofill function, and we should, the last one, be able to demonstrate how to create formulas. Now, when you see this is the icon of MS Excel. This is the general appearance, but there might be some variations as well. So you normally see this green box on box and then the X on it representing Excel. So let's get started. So our first lesson, what really is a spreadsheet? Now here is a brief background as to how we got the name spreadsheet. So back in the days when companies employ large employees, they need to track their records, how much salary they pay to each employee over the month, over the years. They want to able to track their expenses, income, and everything. So they record it in a ledger. A ledger is normally a book with boxes, a place for income, expenditure, and all of those things. It was observed that over the years the data got huge and then the sheets that they were recording on it become big. They usually have to spread the sheet on a table whereby it fills the table. So the name came from that place that it spreads it because it's basically spreads across the table and it covers a lot of space. That's where we got the name spreadsheet from. As technology evolved in 1960, people tried to come up with how to create software that will be able to perform the same function as this spreadsheet, this manual spreadsheet. It evolved through series of software. We have the VisiCalc, then we move on to Lotus 123. Then we have the Microsoft Excel, which is the leading spreadsheet software we have right now. So the spreadsheet lets you to organize data, perform calculations. It creates charts like bar charts, pie charts, and all those charts, which basically helps you to solve problems and manage information. So, what is an electronic spreadsheet? An electronic spreadsheet is a software application designed to manipulate data in a grid format consisting of rows and columns. When you say it allows you to organize data, yes, it allows you to be able to group your data according to certain criteria. You're able to manipulate the data, you're able to like add the data, perform analysis, maybe finding a sum, average percentage, and all of those things. It also helps you to create visual representations such as graphs and charts. So the examples of the spreadsheet software, we have the Microsoft Excel, the Google Sheets, the Zoho Sheets, WPS Office, we have the EtherCalc, we have the Apple numbers, we have a whole lot of them as you can see on the screen. Now, what are some of the benefits? What are some of the benefits of using the electronic spreadsheets or software? What can we use it for? How does it help us? The first thing is that we can use it to create timetable and budget. Basically, it helps you to do anything that is in tabular form. It helps you to create your personal timetable, your study timetable, and all of those in budget and the rest. It helps to keep information neatly arranged. Yes, it helps to keep information neatly arranged. It also ensures that you perform calculations easily. You are able to perform calculations easily just by pressing a key You are also able to analyze data effectively. You'll be able to know the outliers, the sum, the mean, the median, and all of those things. It helps you to create reports easily from a data. Reports easily generate graphs and those things. It also helps you to automate repetitive tasks that you have to do over and over and over again, like addition, subtraction, series, generating series of months, numbers. Like you want to write January to December, you don't have to write everything. You just write January and it will be able to generate all the other months for you effectively. You can also be able to collaborate with others in real time. As with all Google softwares, you can be able to work with your friend. You all be working on the same data or information at the same time. And it also helps you to generate graphs easily. Now let's explore the interface of MS Excel. This is a typical interface of the MS Excel when you open it, as you open very soon. We have the tabs. The tabs start from the file, the home, the insets, and the power pivot. We have the quick access toolbar. We have the title bar here. We have the ribbon display options. This is the control box which contains the minimize, maximize, and then the close. We have the ribbon. This is a ribbon. We have what we call the name box. We have the active cell. A cell that you select is the active cell. The numbers here represents the row label. The alphabet represent the column label or the column header. We have the status bar, which gives you information whether a cell is ready to receive a data, and also gives you some important information like the sum, minimum, and then all those things. We have the sheet tab. We have the control slider, the zoom control or the slider. We have the scroll bar. We have the horizontal and you have the vertical and all of this. Now before you be able to access this interface, you need to open the MS Excel. So how do you open the MS Excel? You can just go to your search button and you type Excel. And when you see Excel, and when you type Excel, you see the icon. You can click on it or you just press enter, and then the Excel will open for you like this. When you open when you open it like this, here is the interface. Here is the backstage view. You have you have some templates here which is very useful if you want to start all over. This is the billing statement, expense report, loan, amortization. But for most people, they normally want to start with the blank workbook where they start all over again. You have the home, you have new, you have open. The home is like what you're seeing. It consists of the recent Excel files that you've opened or you've created. It has the templates here. It has favorites. If you want favorites, you have the favorites here. And then if you want to recover on saved workbooks, it's also here. You need an internet connection to be able to do this. If you want to open existing files, you can open it. And then we have other functions here. So let's jump straight into the blank workbook. So when you open the blank workbook, this is what you see. And we're saying that this where you have the Excel icon to where you have this drop down arrow. It's called the quick access toolbar. What the quick access toolbar allows you to do is that it gives you access to functions quickly. Like it's just like a shortcut to some selected functions. We have the save, we have the undo, you have the redo. You can customize it and add new ones to it. Yes, we will look at that too. We also have this, which is the search button. It allows you to search for help or search for anything you want to do. We have these are the tabs. So this is the file tab. When you click on the file tab, it sends you to what we call the backstage view. We have the home tab, which gives you like access to the tools that you normally need when you are creating an Excel file. We have this WPS PDF. There's not in all of the versions unless you add it, like it's a plugin when you have to add to it. We have the insert, which allows you to add data, like maybe add a picture, add a graph, add a table, add a symbol, or anything to your Excel, the Excel file. We have this draw here, which allows you to basically draw. So the name of the tab gives you a clue as to what will be contained there. We have the page layout, which basically gives you access to the how you want the page to appear, the orientation, the margins, the size, the print area, the background, and a whole lot of things. We have the formula tab, which gives you access to formulas, formulas and functions. It gives you advanced. In fact, Excel contains a lot of functions, so many functions beyond the functions we know in our classroom. In engineering sectors, in financial sectors, banks, they have a lot of functions, so many of them. The Formula tab gives you access to all the groups and the commands relating to formula. We have the data here, which gives you access to like sort how if you want to arrange the data in order, like from ascending to descending or vice versa. If you want to filter, if you want to group, if you want to ungroup, a whole lot of things. So this is a review which gives you access to spelling, to check your spelling, to also get access to the thesaurus. The thesaurus gives you synonyms and antonyms to words that will be able to like improve your grammar and vocabulary when you are dealing with this Excel application. You check accessibility, translate if you want to translate from a language to a different language. You want to put passwords on it, like protect the worksheet, protect the workbook, and whatever you want to do it under review. They have the view. The view gives you access how you want it to be. If you want to zoom in or zoom out, if you want to see the grid lines, the small lines, so you don't want to see it. If you want to see the formula bar, it gives you access to the normal view, the page break view, the page layout, and then custom views as well. So these are all extensive. The ribbon has three parts. The first part is the tabs. The next one is the groups. Like there's a clipboard group. Inside the clipboard group, you have commands. So paste, cut, this is copy, this is the format painter, all of those things. So this is the ribbon. This here is the name box. Here is the name box. Here. So when I select a cell, the name appears in the name box. This is C2. It appears here. We have the long bar here. This long bar starting from here to here. It's called the formula bar. The formula bar. So if you want to make it big, this arrow allows you to make it big. And this is for scrolling up and down. This arrow too allows you to scroll up and down. We have the horizontal scroll like this. These are sheet tabs. So we have sheet one you can add. If you click on the plus, you have all of this here. We have the zoom slider. If you want to make it big or you want to make it small, it's here's the zoom slider. There's a page layout view. There's a normal. If you want to have this as well, there's the page layout. We have the page break view. All right, so this is the interface. This is how the Excel looks like. Cell names. Every cell. Now, what is a cell? A cell is the intersection of a row and a column. So let me make this big. Now the A, B, C, D, they are called columns. The 1, 2, 3, and 4, they are called rows. So where a row and a column meets gives us a cell, and that gives the name of the cell. Now, this cell is called A1. The alphabet comes before the letter, which means that the column label comes before the row label. There is a small box here which gives you the name or displays the name of the cell that you've selected. Now, the cell that you've selected is called the active cell. So if you click on this, this is B and 1. So B1, the name should be here, which is B1. C1, so the name will appear there. A2, the name will appear. Alright, so the name of the cell comes from the column label and then the row label. I see some small triangle here, a section here. So this actually allows you to select all the cells at once. What is a cell? A cell is an intersection of a row and a column where data can be entered. So you can be able to enter data into a cell, into a cell. Yeah, so as we said, each cell in Excel is identified by a cell name or a cell reference, which is a combination of its letters A, B, C, D, and row numbers. So the cell in column B and row 4 is named B4. So let's go back. This is B, this is 4. This is where they meet, and the name is B4 as displayed in the name box. So if you are unsure of the cell you've selected, you should check the name box like this. We also have the cell in column C and row 5 is called cell C5. Alright, so I talked about active cell or selected cell. The active cell is a cell that you have selected where you can enter data, where data can be typed or entered. When you select a cell, how do you select the cell? You select the cell by clicking on the cell. Once you click on the cell, it means that any data you type will go into that cell, which is the active cell. What are some of the features of an active cell? Once you click on an active cell, see that there will be a green border, a border around it, a bold green border around it like this. Number 2, you see that the name of the cell appears in the cell name box. The name of the cell appears in the name box like this. 3, you see a small square here, which is known as the handle fill. The handle fill. So you see a small box there. It has a special function. And 4, we have data in the cell. Let's say I have AMA in this cell. Once you select the cell, the active cell, whatever is in the cell will be displayed in the formula bar like this. Whatever is in the active cell or the contents of the active cell will be displayed in the formula bar. So let's go over again. What are some of the features of an active cell? Number 1, you have a green bold border around the active cell. Number 2, the name of the active cell will appear in the name box. Number 3, it has a small square at the lower right corner, which is known as the handle fill. And number 4, whatever is in the active cell or the content of the active cell will be displayed in the formula bar. So that is it. So we've talked about this and it's ready to receive an input. Now there's a name box, there's the active cell. This is now that small triangle we talked about it, that it selects all the cells. Now let's look at basic operations in MS Excel. How do you insert data? So let's go. Now, because you don't want to lose your data, the first thing you have to do is to save it. You have to save your Excel file. You have to save your Excel file. So what do? Go to File. Then you click on Save. When you click on save, you choose a location. Where do you want to save it? So you can choose this PC, then you can choose to save it on the desktop. You'll be asked for a name, so you type the name. So this is, let me name it Excel lesson. Excel lesson. Then you click on save like this. You click on save like this. So you have saved it. So let's look at how to enter data. If you want to enter data, you need to select the cell in which you want the data to appear. Let's say A1. So this is cell A1. You need to click on it first. Then you begin to type. Let's say this is Amma. So this is Amma. If you are done, you can press the enter key. Then it moves to the next one. Down what you have, you can type Kofi. If you want to move, you can click to a different cell. You can also use the arrow keys to move up and down, left and right, and all of those things. So that is how you enter data into your Excel. Now, how do you select a data? How do you select a data? Now, if you want to select a cell, you click on the cell, it's selected. So if I want to select cell A1, I click on cell A1, then I've selected it. I can also select cell C1, cell D1, cell D4, just click on it. If you want to select a range of cells, like multiple cells at once, you click and then you drag. You click and drag, then you have multiple cells selected like this. You have multiple cells selected like this. You can also click on one cell. You press on your control key, then you click on other cells. So it ensures that you select multiple cells which are not continuous. They are not continuous. They are not continuous like this. So here are ways where you can select cells. We also have the entire row or column. If you want to select the entire row, you click on the row number. So if you click on 1, you have all the rows selected. So it's that if I move to the right, all the rows, the first one has been selected with that gray color. So you can come back again. If you want to select the entire column, you click on the column header like this. It selects all the columns like this. It selects all the columns like this. All right. Now this one here, this area, it selects all the cells. Now one might ask, how many cells does Excel file contain? How many cells? This small box, how many does it contain? Look at, there are so many of them. There are so many of them. If you want to zoom down, we can move down. It will never finish. So look at, you go down. You never end. You end, but it will take a long time. If you do the same for the column, you go and go. You will never end. Let's go back to our cell A1. If I want to go to cell A1, I can just type cell A1 here and I press enter and I come to cell A1. So we have, Excel has a function that enables us to know the row number and then the column number. So let's start with the column. So you type equal to and do columns like this. So as you can see it here, you can click on it. You open a bracket, then you have 1 semicolon, then you another 1. So equal to columns, open bracket, 1 is to 1. And you close the bracket like this. You press enter. This is the number of columns you have. Excel has 16,384 columns. 16,384 columns. Let's check the rows. You click on equal to, then you type rows. You open your bracket and you type C is to C. So equal to rows, C is to C, and you close the bracket and you press enter. Excel has 1,048,576 rows. 1,048,576 rows. Now, how many cells do we have? We can find a cell by multiplying this by this, which is this. So Excel has 17,179,869,184 cells. The small boxes. It's over 17 billion. Now, how do I delete a data? How do I delete a data? Let's say I've typed a data in it. How do I delete it? If I have Ama, Kofi, I have Amankwa, Amankwa, I have some numbers like 500. How do I delete it? You just click on the cell, then you press your delete key. Or you can click inside, then you press your backspace key to delete it one by one. You can also press inside and you press your delete key, which deletes forward like this. You just select it, then you click what? Delete. You press delete key and then you are done. Now let's look at how to move data. How to move data. You can move data by either using the cut and paste method or use the drag and drop method. So let's look at both of them. So I have here Ama, I have here Kofi, I have here Ikea. Let's say Kofi scored 50 in a test. Ama scored 20, 40, let's do 40. Ikea scored 90, like this. This is too big, so let me adjust it by dragging it like this. And I want to move all this here. I can do cut and paste. You can right click and select cut here. You can see the moving broken border around the cells, the range of cells. You go to the new area, then you right click and then you do paste here, paste. So it moves the data from this area to a different area. There's a cut and paste. You can also use the shortcut keys to be able to get this as well. So you drag, then you do Control plus X. Once you do the Control plus X, you see the moving border around it. Then you go to a different place and you do Control plus V. Then that's it. Now if you mistakenly press a cut and you see this moving border around it and you want to remove it, you just hit escape and then you are done. So that is the first way of moving data. We can also use the second way, which is drag and drop. When you select the range of cell, then you move out, you go to the border. You see that 4 arrow-headed cursor, the cursor with the 4 arrowheads like this. Then you click and drag. You click and drag. So it moves like that. Let's do it again. You will click and drag over the data that you want to move like this. Now, when you see the plus, when you click, it won't work. So you have to make sure that you select it like this. You move to the border. Once you move to the border, you see this arrow, the four arrow-headed cursor. Then when you see that, you can then click and then you drag to wherever you want to place it. Wherever you want to place it. So it appears there. You can also copy cells. Let me see. Alright, you can also copy the cell. You want to duplicate this. So if I do this, if I select the cells, the range of cells, I'll do Control plus C, Control plus C. I'll go to the new area and I'll paste. When I do this, when I copy using the shortcut Control plus C, I paste. So there's a difference between cut and paste and copy and paste as well.